it's Jarek the Air Dragon from Red Dragon Airsoft. Got another review today, and this is of a Cybergun licensed gun, as you can tell with a shiny box. But it's really CYMA made, just as licensed by Cybergun. So it is the Galil. It's Cybergun licensed, CYMA made. Like I said 5 times. If you want to buy this gun, there's a link below me to Red Dragon Airsoft's website. There's also a link below me to where you can next their magazine, and a link below me to Red Dragon Airsoft's forum where you can talk to the community. So with that said, let's move on. The box. Now, the box I've noticed on Cybergun's guns, the boxes of Cybergun's guns, never believe them because they always have random velocities. Let me see if I can find the... Yeah, because right here it says 467 feet per second. Yeah, that's not true. They probably counted it with .12s. Even with .12s, my goodness, it's not shooting that hot. When I counted this, it was shooting about 370 feet per second. Never believe what it says in their boxes. They look flashy, though. They're nice, but really all it is a cardboard box. It's just a shiny cardboard box. So inside you get some bubble wrap. You get a little piece of paper kind of telling you how to do stuff, and it has the warranty information because Cybergun provides a warranty. You get your styrofoam to hold the gun in place, and then, it pretty much has standard... I've taken everything out, but it pretty much has standard packaging. It'll hold it in place enough, though. Unjamming rod, and then a trickle charger, which we recommend getting a higher quality charger. Like a universal smart charger, to say. Let's get this out of the way here and pull up the actual gun. Oh wait, also comes with an 8.4 volt, 1100 milliamp stick type battery. And here's the gun. Overall, it's pretty nice. Like I said, this is a little bit loose, by the way. You can tighten this. To tighten this, you just take off the dust cover, or not the dust cover, just the upper receiver, and tighten a screw on the other side. I'm just being lazy. What was I saying? All right, it has nice trademarks all over it, and I'll zoom in and show you the trademarks. All right, so on this side, you can see it just has a... This is an Israeli weapon, so it has a trademark. On the other side, it says stuff written all over it. What this stuff says is South Auto Galil, caliber 6mm, model 392, and then the Israel trademark again. Then on this side it says Israel Weapon Industries, and overall pretty cool trademarks on it. Nothing really spectacular, but it's nice that they're there. While we're up close showing you, you can also see right here it has a selector switch. This is actually molded into the gun, and it doesn't actually work. It's cool that they put the detail there, but it's like it's teasing you. It's like, we put this here, but this selector switch doesn't work. You have to use your standard AK selector switch, ha. It would have been nice if it worked, but oh well, what are you going to do? Something else I forgot to mention, the magazine also has its own trademarks, just a few Israel characters right here. Nothing special, kind of cool, but it has trademarks on the magazine as well. While we're on the topic of the magazine catch, the magazine release is protected by a metal piece, so you can't accidentally knock it out. It does stick out a little bit on this side, so you can still pull it out easily, just like an AK. However, you can't accidentally bump it and knock your mag out, which is a nice safety feature. The mag itself is specific to the Galil, though. You cannot use AK magazines in this gun. The magazine holds about 450 BBs, and is a little bit straighter than your AK mag because the actual Galil fires a 5.56 and not a 7.62. Now let's go over the metal and plastic components of the gun. The stock itself is made of very nice metal, and it folds over to this side. Simply push down and fold it over. You can see it's like that. It's not really anything holding it majorly there, but you'd really have to apply force to be able to snap all the way around, so it's perfectly fine. It also doesn't hinder your use of the selector switch, so it's overall pretty nice to make the gun a little bit more compact. To fold the stock back around, you simply pull it around and it clicks in place just like your G36 magazine, or G36 stock. Back here is also a sling mount, which is into the actual stock itself, and metal and very solid, so don't worry about that one breaking. And at the front, there's also another sling mount. which again is metal and part of the gun itself, so don't worry about it breaking. The grip is a nice composite plastic. It's pretty solid. The lower receiver is metal. It's actually pretty heavy. The whole gun itself is pretty dang heavy, and this doesn't feel like it was made out of pot metal. It feels like it was made out of something a little bit more solid than that, which is a nice, pleasant surprise. Everything on the lower receiver, I mean everything except the grip, is metal. The upper receiver is metal, including the sights. The whole front assembly is metal, including the sights, and this is 14mm counterclockwise thread, although I don't think you really need to, because I think this orange piece over time will end up popping off. And then this grip in front is polymer. Now my first impressions when I picked this up and shouldered it is that it's actually very, very comfortable. I was a bit surprised because it has a crude look to it, almost like an AK, because this is an AK variant. Now when you pick up an AK, and I know I'm going to have a lot of people that use AKs that are going to be mad at me for saying this, the AK itself is not the most comfortable gun in the world. It's not too uncomfortable, but it's not incredibly comfortable when it comes straight down to it. However, this is a major improvement. I'm not sure what it is about it, but it fits very comfortably, very natural in your shoulder. The stock itself fits nice, and the foregrip itself, for being such a simple design, fits very, very well. So it is a very comfortable gun. If you want to use it, feel no shame. Go ahead and get it. Other than that, though, internally, I mean, that's really the differences between it and an AK, because internally this is really CYMA's AK. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because CYMA has now, at this point, pretty much perfected their AKs. This thing is very reliable. It feels great when you're shooting it. It's shooting around 370, 380 feet per second, and with an 8.4 volt, somewhere between 700 to 800 rounds a minute, which is a little bit more than standard CYMA motors. CYMA motors in the past have just not been too great. But overall on this, it doesn't seem so bad. It's not too bad. They're reliable, don't worry, they're not going to break. If you get a 9.6 volt, I would be somewhere around 950 to 1,000 rounds a minute is what you should be expecting. Where you put the battery is just like a standard AK. Push a button in back, lift up the upper receiver, take your battery, just taking that out for convenience, and your connector is right here. Now unfortunately with the battery space you can't fit a 9.6 volt stick type. However, with 7.4 volt LiPos it doesn't matter too much anymore, and you can fit in a 7.4 LiPo. But it'll fit an 8.4 volt battery perfectly fine. Simply put the dust cover back on, click it in place, and there you go, you're ready to go. I'll give you a quick demonstration of what it's like. Now like I said, the selector switch on this side molded into the grip doesn't work, so just a standard AK design. First one full auto, second one semi. So again, it's about 700 to 800 rounds a minute. It's decent, nothing too above average in rate of fire. It's about average. But feet per second, 370, 380 feet per second is about perfect. You don't need any more, you don't really need any less either if you're taking it to woodland. So, as a whole, it feels pretty good when you're shooting it. But let's go ahead and test it with the 9.6 volt, just to say if you had a, let's say if you had a 7.4 volt LiPo stick type, this is about the rate of fire you'd be getting with this gun. Which when I crowded it was closer to 900 to 1,000 rounds a minute. That sounds a little bit more acceptable when it comes down to it. But again, you'll need a 7.4 volt stick type if you want to have a rate of fire like that. You can get those pretty easy. I would actually recommend it because they last a little bit longer than your standard cell batteries. There you go. It's a very simple battery compartment space though. If you ever used an AK, you know how easy it is to switch them in and out. Alright, now let's move on to the sights. The sights are a little bit different than your standard AK. They're actually a lot better. Your standard post and hole sight, let's flip this down here. Standard post and hole sight. However, you can flip up these little things, which have white dots on them. And let me zoom in to really show you guys. Alright, and here you go. This is what I was talking about. So as you can see, it kind of has 2 white dots on the outside, yet it still has the ring in front. And then it has the white dot in front, which is flipped up. So it's a pretty cool, interesting sight. It actually really does help with aiming, especially in the night, and that was the whole purpose for it. And that sight simply just flips up and flips down. Same thing with the one in front. So as a whole, this is I'd like to say again, this is one pretty solid gun. It would take a bit to really break it. It's a lot of metal, there's no wobbling on it at all. And it feels really, really comfortable. It's just one of those guns you can pick up and use, and it feels very natural to shoot. So definitely a very, very solid gun. The hop-up unit is like CYMA's standard hop-up unit. Oh, and the bolt goes back a bit farther than most AK bolts. It's a pleasant surprise. But the hop-up unit is a line AK unit. CYMA has very good AK hop-up units, and this gun is very, very accurate. You can still hit targets to about 150 feet away. And if you turn it on full auto, it's going to hit almost every single time. This thing is one accurate gun. So overall, pretty pleasant, very nice hop-up unit. Oh, and this gun, like I said, it's standard AK design, so version 3 gearbox and 100% Tokyo Marui compatible. And like I said though, you're going to need to use your own Galil magazines, not compatible with other magazines. But it is Tokyo Marui compatible, so thumbs up there. Alright, so I've covered everything on the gun. If you want to buy this gun, there's a link below me in the video information to Red Dragon Airsoft's website. There's also a link below me to getting an extra magazine, and a link below me to going to the forum where you can talk to the community. So with that being said, that has been Red Dragon Airsoft's review of the Cybergun licensed CYMA made Galil. Done! Finally! I just did 4 reviews in a row. I've been here for like 2 hours. Scratch that, it's probably been about 4 to 5. These reviews take a little bit more than people realize.